Today, Alea Robinson is embraced with love, but it wasn't always the case for this Sulphur kindergartner. Alea was born to a drug addict and bounced around from one foster home to the next. You were in foster care for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like?
Not very fun. But I had to do it because I was a foster kid until I got adopted.
And now you have a forever family.
Yep, I do.
The family knew right away they'd adopted a very special little girl.
She had her birthday money and Christmas money, and she had saved it all, and she was trying to get a Barbie Jeep.
Our tracker takes out is a mile wide just on the northern side of Sulphur.
Whenever the tornado hit just a few days after her birthday, she told me she wanted to give all of her money to a family that we know that lost everything.
This 6-year-old continues to bless others with Lemonade for Love. It's a special ministry she started to pour love on other kids in DHS custody.
Jesus loves you.
She has already raised hundreds of dollars selling lemonade and purchased bags full of special gifts.
Get toothbrushes and toothpaste and blinkies and a stuffed bear and a Bible. I put those stuff in so they can be special and they can learn about Jesus for the Bible.
Alea recruits the help of her community to spread God's love all around the state.
One thing about Alea is, she wants to make sure you pray over every bag, because she wants to make for sure that the kids that receive those bags receive not only that, but the love that she has in her heart for the other kids, and it's unbelievable. Very life-touching.
And that's why her kindergarten teacher, Tiffany Robertson, nominated Alea for Pay It Forward.
She just has a very generous spirit, and she's just a gift from God. She's just an incredible child, so it's just something you just don't see every day.
We appreciate the honor to be a small part of Lemonade for Love, and on behalf of First Fidelity Bank, we would love to present Alea with $400 to pay it forward.
Let's do it. I've got 4 crisp $100 bills.
Okay.
Are you ready to pay it forward?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right.
Come on. The principal calls an impromptu assembly to gather the kids.
Because one time Alea had to sleep out in the cold.
As we sneak in,
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, me too.
for our grand surprise.
Let's go.
Hey, everybody. Hi. What a good-looking group of kids. I'm looking for Alea. Hi, Alea. Hi. How are you?
Good.
Good. My name is Lance West, and I work for Channel 4. And we have a program called Pay It Forward, and you are this week's winner for all the amazing things you do with Lemonade for Love.
Thank you.
You seem surprised.
Yes, I am.
Well, your teacher has nominated you, and she's going to tell you why. Come on over here.
Alea, do you know what a superhero is? Like some people have Superman for their superhero, or Batman or Spider-Man, but you're my superhero. You know why? Because you do such an amazing thing for so many kids around the world or around Oklahoma. And I just think that's so amazing. And I just love it. And I want you to continue that, okay? Okay. And so I'm gonna give you $400 to keep doing that, okay?
Okay.
What do you think, everybody? Alea kept her promise and went right out to buy 250 more backpacks, 100 full-size blankets, and 50 baby blankets for Oklahoma foster children.
I've never seen it in such a young little child like this to have such a servant's heart.
If we had more kids like her, more adults like her, the world would be a much better place.
A kindergarten student who could teach us all something about paying it forward. You have a hug? Thank you. Keep paying it forward, okay?
Okay.
In Sulphur, Oklahoma, Lance West, News Channel 4.
Life can sometimes throw curveballs. The playing field, not always even. It's often not how you play, but why. Lessons greater than any number on the scoreboard.
If you go to anything in this community, a baseball game, a football game, Those kids are the kids you see in the bleachers, cheering the loudest and the happiest. And he just felt that there was a need for these kids to be able to play a game of their own.
An excitement so genuine, even though they can't play along. But a few years ago, Rocky Wood decided to change that and formed Kara's Game, a t-ball league for special needs children.
Rocky has come into the convenience store where I've worked as long as I have worked there.
And Jamie nominated him for Pay It Forward, $400 donated by First Fidelity Bank.
The dedication and the commitment that Rocky Wood and all of the volunteers have put into making Kara's Game possible have truly made a difference in the lives of the special needs children and the community of Kay County. So on behalf of First Fidelity Bank, it's my pleasure to present him with this $400.
But that's not the only surprise Rocky is about to get. An entire busload of Kara's Game players are in on the surprise as well.
So right now, they are in the school bus.
At Brahms waiting for us.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the $400.
Okay.
All right, let's go get the kids and then go find Rocky.
All right.
We caravan to a neighboring town where Rocky works, parked out of sight, and one by one, the students sneaked off the bus, hid behind a building, and then marched inside.
Hi, Rocky.
These people, Rocky, as you can clearly see, are from News Channel 4. And I nominated you in Kara's Game for Pay It Forward.
I'm Jolie Cheney with News Channel 4. We've heard so many good things about this,
Nice.
and when I read this nomination, it just really touched all of us.
Thank you very much.
You know I love you.
My work cut. Can you tell them thank you? Thank you. Tell them, say thank you. Thank you.
Kara's Game was named after Kara Mitchell, a young girl in town with special needs. She passed away a few years ago, but not her memory.
Let that family know she wasn't forgotten in the shadows. You know, she was recognized. A lot of people didn't know her. And that's the whole point of this is
What are you doing,
awareness.
Goofy?
And one thing about it, over the last 4 years, instead of being not shunned in school or looked upon different,
Now, they're accepted.
it's high fives. Hey, Rocky, how you doing? Hey, Caden, you know, so it's brought the community closer for kids of awareness. You know, they're not different. They're not sick, you know, they're just kids.
Tell me, what position do you play?
What position?
Did you turn it off? Oh, you're...
A lot of these families have, you know, exceptional medical costs. So for these kids to get to do this, and I mean, that's why we do it, for as happy as they are. You can see a change in the kids' attitudes. You know, when we first started, it was all about fun. And now, the older kids, it's competition.
There's no cost to play, no disability turned away.
They always feel like they're in the shadows. You know, they don't get the spotlight.
But here, all kids hit a home run. Some just take a little different route to get there. In Blackwell, Jolene Cheney, Oklahoma's News Channel 4.
I advise you to hurry up. Let's go. Let's say I'm first in line, and
Meet Roderick Green.
I start going down.
His goal is to build their strength.
All right, hold this. Let me make sure everyone knows the rules, okay?
And their character.
There's a staff member in each group that's going to count the reps.
Roderick Green inspires these kids.
Ready, go.
He was a basketball player at Oklahoma Christian, a long jumper in the Endeavor Games. He's a runner and an amputee since the age of 2.
Come on, motivate your teammate. And I just love seeing people who feel like they can't make it and just pushing them and showing them you can. Everybody start clapping. Everyone clap.
Roderick went to Rio as a member of the 2016 U.S. Paralympic volleyball team. He was named Player of the Year. But he gave up a visit to the White House to be recognized by the president because he was scheduled to be with his kids in Shawnee.
That made such an impression on the kids that they were more important than the president.
Jerry Parker and fellow teacher Misty Rendelman nominated Roderick for Pay It Forward.
He's been more than just a mentor. He's been a friend.
It's pretty amazing to hear his story, how he's overcome adversity, and how now he's using that to help these kids overcome their adversities. And so I'm thrilled on behalf of First Fidelity Bank to give you $400 to pay forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Yay. He will be so excited, and I can't wait, because I know with Rod, it's going to be coming right back to these kids.
Watch as we come up for the big surprise. Rod?
Yes.
I'm Linda Kavanaugh from
How you doing?
KFOR Oklahoma City. How are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you.
We have a little surprise for you today.
A little surprise? Yeah, I've been surprised once already.
You're going to get another one. We have a program called Pay It Forward.
Oh, yes.
And these
I've seen that.
These two teachers nominated.
Is that why you got me here?
For the award.
You're always here. You're always here. What are you talking about?
I want you to tell him why you nominated him.
You are outstanding with these kids. They have connected with you. You're an inspiration. You motivate. We have kids that quit smoking. We have kids that are walking more. We thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You've just done so much.
I really do appreciate it. You do? Again.
On behalf of Channel 4 and First Fidelity, okay, the Pay It Forward program, have you guys seen that on Channel 4?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Rod has been honored. So they have given us $400 that now goes to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Misty.
You're welcome.
I will get you. Thank you, guys. I'm not going to cry. I'm holding it in. Holding it in.
Roderick comes from a family of 13. Grew up in a rough area. He uses his adversities to help teens facing their own challenges.
No matter what you do in life, you can't reach unless you have other people to help you.
He leads by example, but requires only one thing, that each student does his or her best. They soon discover their best continues to improve. Roderick is dynamic. His enthusiasm contagious. First Fidelity's Thomas Rossiter takes the challenge.
This man works out, ladies and gentlemen.
And then
62.
The competition begins. Roderick's dedication doesn't end on the field. Without fanfare, he brings coats for the kids, grooming and health supplies. But most importantly, he brings his heart and his example.
He has very high morals and values. He lives it, breathes it, models it, expects it. High expectations. So when he says run, they say, how far?
Roderick Green has a room full of national medals and awards, but they don't reflect his main goal.
If you touch one person and you help them be successful, that's what it's all about.
Casey Hedrick is a healer, a cancer survivor herself. Casey is a radiology technician at OU Medical Center, works with patients through high-tech tools to help them detect health challenges and track their progress. Her other job is as an emotional healer. This is the other way Casey uses technology to help patients heal. In this case, the patients are the parents of these premature babies, and Casey uses her camera. Parents like Megan Chapman, whose little boy Bruno was 2 months premature. Casey uses her skill with a camera to document for the parents, free of charge, their baby's journey through NICU, neonatal intensive care.
Being able to look at these pictures every day, it was so special. You know, when you're in that situation, you know, the first thing on your mind is your child's health and well-being, and in the back of your mind, you're thinking about all these medical bills. And so to have something like that, something tangible and something that she does for free and out of the goodness of her heart, it's so special.
Because Bruno was in the hospital for a month, Casey's photos gave Megan a chance to look at Bruno every day, every night, every time she had to be away from her son until he came home from the hospital. That's why she nominated Casey for Pay It Forward.
Well, we're here near the Health Nut Cafe in the OU Medical Center, waiting for Casey to show up here for a big surprise for her. I'm here with Megan and with little Bruno right there. Hey, buddy, how are you? Oh, you so happy. You are so happy. And Thomas Rossiter, our friend from First Fidelity.
Megan, thank you so much for volunteering, Casey. It's an incredible story. I got tears. My wife cried when I told her what we were doing today. On behalf of First Fidelity Bank, I am thrilled to give you $400 to pay forward to Casey.
Then Casey showed up thinking she was simply there to have lunch with her husband.
I'm Kevin Ogle from Channel 4.
Nice to meet you.
I'm not here to buy your lunch, though. We have a program at Channel 4 called Pay It Forward. Maybe you've seen it.
Yes.
And your friend, Megan, nominated you for what you do for the folks who are dealing with premature babies.
I want to thank you so much for the photos that you took of my son. And on behalf of News Channel 4 and First Fidelity Bank, we would like to pay it forward with $400 for you. 1, 2, 3, and a hug.
Thank you.
I love you.
You can tell how much it means to Megan. They're with her teary eyes right now. Why do you do this?
I just love those kids so much. Like they're fighting for their lives, and their parents don't even know they're coming, much less be able to have the chance to get photos of their kid or anything. They're just struggling to make all the medical bills and everything that comes along with that. Most of the time they don't have a nursery ready or clothes or anything.
I will treasure those pictures for my lifetime and then his to follow.
Thomas Rossiter with First Fidelity was in charge of little Bruno during the money exchange.
We've had friends and family who've had kids in the NICU, and you're right, they're worried about finances. How are they going to pay for it? They're worried about the baby. They're worried about work, possibly, because they're going to be away from it. And for you to offer this for them, to help them get the photos, they have the memories and everything, it's just incredible.
Casey's husband, ironically also named Casey, is fully committed to his wife's passion of helping parents with babies in NICU.
Like I hear all the stuff that she does, and I get to late night text messages. Hey, I'm going to be late. You know, I got to take a few more photos at the NICU. I'm like, that's awesome. It's incredible. It's a heartwarming story.
Come here, buddy. You're getting so big. Hi. It's time for perfection.
This is the payoff for Casey Hendricks, paying it forward, seeing her photo subjects not through a lens, but in her arms, healthy and happy.